Okay, it is 5 o'clock and this is the continuation of our last meeting. Since then, we have had a revision to the, let me bring this up, from Roger Hoover. He said, if you guys have all read the email that he had, and basically what it boils down to is that, he was saying that we could vote on it with the deletion, deleting the challenge sentence. If that's what we desire to do. And in his email, he was stating that the sentence in the draft was a decision is accurate. So that's why he had that. That we could actually leave it in, but he said that we could also delete the sentence and move forward with it. How do you guys feel about it?
Go either way.
I would like to revisit the discussion. If that's permitted, which I believe it is, under our ordinance, not our ordinance, beautiful procedure.
Of our original decision?
Yes.
Well, I thought we were here to,
Well, maybe if you hear me out, when I originally abstained from voting. Because I didn't feel that I had absorbed, digested enough of the voluminous record that we had. And it may be very simple, but I do have a couple questions here to understand how we arrived here.
Well, I think what we have on the table is the findings and conclusion of, because we've already accepted minutes anyway of our first meeting, so that's why I'm kind of, like, this is what we're here for. But if there is a issue with our findings and facts.
I'm saying there is, yeah.
Okay. So what is it with the findings and facts that you were?
Well, they removing the sentence is the,
I don't think we're reopening everything.
well, I am asking to, we are allowed to do it within 30 days. We can revisit a decision within 30 days.
Well, that's not what we're here for. So if you want to vote against taking that out or putting it in and accepting the minutes, that's up to you. But I
Well,
don't,
the minutes we already accepted,
right.
Minutes are accepted.
so now we are onto the statements of findings and conclusions.
With the one. I brought. You have to print out the Rogers.
Of this email? I don't have
Defining the facts.
This is the.
That's what I
Yeah,
got
there we
from
go.
you.
That's it.
The sentence was stricken out, the last sentence under the decision to vote. If you need me to read it, I have it here. So it's gone out of that sentence, paragraph.
Yeah, it's already been taken out of that one. Actually, yeah, the copy I had, we gave back to you.
I have the sentence that was stricken in, if anybody wants to know what it was.
Do you want to hear that sentence?
Well, I'm not convinced that it isn't clearly contrary to the quarry license ordinance. Because I don't understand I don't understand how Article 8 has not been addressed in terms of. I mean, we've never had any ordinance, I've never seen a subdivision review or any other ordinance where. This is not, this is not it's not a subdivision, it's a license. And Article 8 addresses whether that license can be revoked, whatnot. If I understood the courts. This shit's in, which I've seen in similar, that saying you can't cherry pick. You can't, can't fixate on one section of the purpose of that ordinance or the comprehensive plan. You have to look at it cohesively. So I think this is contrary in that they failed to look at it cohesively because they're making more extreme hypotheticals. On something that the ordinance allows for correcting in the ordinance itself.
Well, I think what I'm having a hard time with is that we made a ruling and it failed. I think that's more of,
Yeah, I'm trying to get a ruling that passes.
but we're here to do our findings and facts. So to revisit, then.
This is the continuation of,
This is-
of the continuation of the meeting, which we're allowed to revisit. If, if new information, or in this case, finish my homework, so I don't see that we're not allowed to revision it.
Well,
You're
because,
just choosing to want to take the easy path.
well, no, because we've already had this, and now we're trying to approve our findings and facts. That's why. From
Well,
our meeting that we had voted on.
I can't approve them as written, so we're not going to approve them this evening.
Then what has to be changed in it?
Because we haven't,
But you want to go back and revisit the appeal.
I want to reach an understanding. I want to give it, thorough consideration and deliberation, and I think we failed miserably on it.
Well, for you, Jerry, but for the other two, we're
Well,
in agreement.
Then I'm asking, well, help me out, please explain why section 8 doesn't alleviate all the conditions that the planning board raised, all the problems that the planning board raised. And all the court, and I'm also, Jim, I'm also reading the decision of the courts. And saying, what did they do? Why did they toss this back? And because I would take it that all they did is come back and, they put in D for, well, we could have storms that make this road, could hypothetically become a problem in the future. And I'm saying the ordinance itself says, if there's a problem in the future, revoke the license. The solution is within the ordinance.
Yeah, but I guess what I'm having a hard time dealing with is because. We already had the meeting and that we're going over our findings and facts, if that's how we how we've come to this point.
but we haven't.
And then if it's something that has to be moved forward, as far as the courts, then that's out of our hands if you know, like.
Well, yeah,
on
I
a-
mean, it's just a punt, but we haven't reached a decision.
We have.
We
No,
reached this,
we have not, it takes three to reach a decision, we have not reached. a
That
decision.
is the
right,
decision.
and that's the decision, because the three of us couldn't make a decision, so that's why.
Shouldn't we try?
But we tried, and then,
But this is not, I'm asking to try,
and it
help me reach,
failed.
help me reach a decision by understanding why.
Help us reach
And I was just going to simply ask him whether that came up in the body of the evidence and I missed it. Or what, why it was not addressed.
But
It'd be the whole bit about a easement for road or a future problem that could be a problem. Because, I looked at where we use inshore in that ordinance and in others. And that's it's not inshore, it's inshore, which is to take care. And the ordinance itself says, if you don't take care of the infrastructure, you revoke the license. So why is that not, and every other ordinance we have Article 4 in the quarry ordinance. And any of the subdivision or amusement ordinances and whatnot. Have the ability to waive or modify. So we have a quarry ordinance that has the right to waive, right to modify, and the right to revoke. So why are we talking about predicting the weather years ahead for a problem that doesn't exist? When the ordinance itself,
I think the board felt that they didn't have
Right,
the right to do so.
but that's what we
I know, but
made our decision on what we had at the time.
why fixate, why is it, I'm saying, why is the record fixating on this? And I want to understand why Article 8.
Well, you would have to go back and ask the planning board that.
I'm asking him as to whether it be
the planning board made their decision based on the evidence that was before them. They didn't feel, well, the right of way language was written to allow.
I understand all
Okay,
that.
so then it went to court. The
Yeah.
court remanded it back. It went to court for two reasons. One was for the purpose saying it wasn't,
Yeah. I understand.
it wasn't, compatible with the neighborhood. That was thrown out. But then the other one was the right of way. It was remanded back to them for more further findings of facts on their decision. The court felt they didn't have enough information that the planning board based their decision on. They redid it again. It got appealed to you guys. You guys reviewed it, you abstained, you guys voted. So it failed.
Yeah.
Because.
Yeah, I abstained.
So, yeah,
I abstained because I didn't have I could not digest out of, I don't know, X number of years, how it came to be. I read the court's decision. But what I'm simply asking is, why Article 8 is not raised in any of these findings. Article 8 of the subdivision of the quarry licensing.
Well, but that's-
inspection.
Huh?
That's enforcement and inspection.
Right,
But see, we're not,
We're not. it's
We're not
there
in
yet,
that
'cause it
here.
was
We're
denied.
on-
The license was denied.
right, so we are going over the why this was denied, and that's because of, of course, in our voting too, we have 3 members that are on the board. And that this is the reason why it got denied, is that we couldn't make a ruling on it because we didn't have everybody voting in favor. And that's why,
I understand.
that's why we're here for the for our statement of findings and
By
conclusions.
Roger, Minutes were sent out.
Right.
Findings were sent out, you all okayed them, except for the exception that was raised by Patrick the day of the meeting.
Correct.
On the 6th, about that sentence.
And that's why we're having a
You were asked to
continuation.
take that sentence out, that was what was done, and I thought that's what you guys were looking at.
That's what we are.
Right. And so that's why I was asking with the removal of the sentence, does this look correct to you for our findings and facts on how it how we come to this.
No, so I would vote in the negative.
So what is wrong with this then? From what we base our findings and facts on? And the reason why the appeal was denied. And that's because we didn't
Because I
vote in
think they
favor.
have, because I think they have fixated on right title and interest at the expense and completely ignoring the ordinance cohesively, and I think that's what the court, in part, what they did originally on the purpose. And I'm holding the same bar to the rest of the ordinance as the purpose.
But to me, that doesn't have. That was. Should, and something argued at the. The appeal. But,
Should be, I mean, this is a continuation, so I'm arguing.
well, this is a continuation of our, accepting the minutes and our findings and facts. The continuation is on, not on the appeal itself, because we ruled on the appeal.
Yeah.
The continuation is on what our findings and facts were, and
I read the ordinance apparently differently. We can revisit the, not last meetings, 2 meetings before, we can revisit that discussion tonight.
Well, I think I'm not willing to do that without our lawyer here, so.
Understood, yeah, I mean, I was hoping maybe Kim had a expedient answer for me. I'm just not comfortable.
What was wrong with the answer I gave you? I mean, you sat through the appeal hearing, you saw the evidence that the planning board had, you abstained.
Because I had not been able to,
Make a decision.
digest all the information. And I went back and finished my homework and I
You guys should have continued that appeal and said.
yeah, the appeal should have been continued,
Statements of
not,
findings of facts, and, you should have continued it then until you could have maybe been satisfied. That's not what you did.
I know, so I'm trying to get satisfied this evening. If I read our reorganization of the ZBA, we are allowed to do that. Correct?
well,
Within 30 days,
Within 30 days of the original decision.
which was July 11th.
We're outside that, yeah.
But we're continued.
No, that was, no, this is, the August 6th was continued.
right, August 6th was continued. This
But
was,
yes, but we were allowed to be. I could be wrong on this. I would interpret it like, yeah, we're sitting here trying to confirm findings of facts that we didn't. That we had we did not have agreement on. We did not pass a positive vote. And that decision, that August 6th meeting is within 30 days. And I'm asking it to revisit. I think I am within the letter of the reorganization.
well. I don't feel that way, because I feel what we're here for is. With the removal of the sentence that they were discussing before, at our last, we're trying to accept the minutes
These are, yeah. I know.
and findings and facts.
Take all that.
So this is just a continuation of that meeting.
Did you-
Not the actual.
If
Appeal
one of
itself.
us had written these, then we would be able to have a discussion. But we're not, we're just defaulting and saying like, let the town pay for an attorney to write something up, make it go away. I'm not comfortable with that. I don't think we're doing our due diligence. I don't want to keep you here all evening. Was hoping I might have some expedient answers. I will vote no on approving those findings of fact.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what to do here, because these were our findings in fact from those meetings. Whether it's something that. they will have to,
Jerry votes no, and you two vote still yes, I guess, right? It says that the motion received necessary to give votes, for passage, the appeal is effectively denied. Then they go to court with it.
right,
I stand that, that's fine, I'm just not confident, I mean, I won't get into it, but I had. You know, that issue of the sentence removed, you know, for what it said and what it didn't say. I was uncomfortable with. And the more I researched, the more I looked over the record and read submissions, I'm even more uncomfortable with it now, so.
So you would-
I'm not gonna be party to.
are you
Approving
looking for
those
that
minutes.
sentence to stay in there?
No, no.
Okay,
We should have been writing our own findings of fact here, instead of having it. I think that's the.
We did anything that we don't normally do, so.
Well, we've resolved to this point where we're just gonna have the, you know, have the. Pay the legal fees to have the, have someone else do our work for us, but, you know. I won't
Well, I mean,
elaborate on that.
I don't
but-
think it's right to come in here because you didn't do your homework originally and not agree with it. Now you want us to go back without any input from anybody else.
That's fine, Jim. I would counter that if you had done your homework, then you would have. You would have,
But my
expedient
homework
answer to
doesn't
my
agree
question.
with you, Jerry.
no, but you haven't answered my questions.
well, I think,
No one has explained to me the elephant in the room as to why this is a license. It's a revocable license. So why all this? You know, extreme hypotheticals on right title and interest isn't addressable within the ordinance. No one, you're saying that's my problem. If you had done your homework, then you would,
I guess
you
I
would
don't
know.
see it as a problem.
well, I think my thing is that should have been done when we were having the meeting on the actual reappeal.
Understood, so I'm gonna vote
Now
no.
we're past that.
Proceed on the assumption that I'm not going to approve the findings of that.
Alright, well, do we have a motion to accept the findings and facts?
I make a motion, we accept the finding in fact as all with that sentence out.
Okay. And I will second that. And then, I don't know, do we need any further discussion?
Nope.
Okay. So, all in favor, say aye. Aye. And all opposed, say nay.
Hey,
So it's 2-1. And with a 3-person board, now, I'm kind of, at a conundrum here trying to figure out if this actually,
You sign.
we'll
you
just
two
sign it.
affirmative,
Yep,
it's a negative.
yep,
yeah,
okay.
Mhm.
And that should be the conclusion of our business. Do we have motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
do we sign first?
Yeah.
You want to sign it
We
first?
sign this.
Is this the copy?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
Do we have a page that has it on it? Ah, yes, there it is. Yeah, fine, yeah.
You brought it down.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that. And we have it. Motion to adjourn, and I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Aye.
I won't keep you all night, don't worry.
All righty.
All right,
Thank you for your